Welcome to the lectures in future studies. Today we are going to look at screen and image, mostly image, but to a certain extent also the outcomes of looking at image for the screens. And we're not looking at usual image theories or discussion about the images, but I try to look deeper into the build-up of images that usually is left outside of analysis or theory. The title image comes from Venice Biennale 2014, and it's the library of Giardini. And what happened at Venice Biennale 2014 was that I was convinced that modernism is now finally dead. It was the Architecture and Design Biennale by Rem Koolhaas, where he had decided to look at the history of modernist architecture from the viewpoint of types and typologies. So what we found at the exhibition was a plenitude of artifacts that reminded us of different parts of buildings and space. And it was extensive. There were drawings, measurements, kind of huge abundance of both discussion what it is, and then to some extent, rather surprisingly, the artifacts themselves. They were there to be presented, to be not necessarily touched, but there if someone wanted to touch them. So it was a kind of exposition of things, and this is one of the stands, and these are books about architecture. And what also really surprised me was that I was moving through the exhibition and suddenly I found myself in the library. And there was no difference between library and the exposition, because library was the same type of typology of books, something that has been chained to the shelves like the rest of the elements that were shown in that exhibition. And then there was very busy presentation of books and the party, and it was in strange contrast with the emptiness of the screen, emptiness of the auditorium, and then a kind of fetishized shelving of books. And the books then after the exhibition seemed extremely artificial and extremely sad in these circumstances.